Just recently, I put out a killer spinning ball earth debunk video called Double Debunk, Debunking the Fake Foucault Pendulum and the Fake Spinning Ball Earth in one video. In the video, I make the case that the Foucault pendulum has to be a trick. If the Foucault pendulum were real, they're showing that the ground would, in fact, have to rotate out from under the free-moving pendulum. Two separate reference frames, right? I'm saying if that is in fact real, then a drone hovering at 45 degrees north latitude over the left turning ground at say 500 miles per hour would also have to witness the ground turning out from under it. Also two separate reference frames. And we'd have to see the drone move away at an exponential rate to the southeast as the turning ground moves more and more to the north, something we do not observe in Realityville, yet we must observe that. And I concluded that the spinning ball Earth must be fake, and so is the Foucault pendulum. A twofer. So this guy Creaky Blinder did a reaction video to my video. Here's his thumbnail. His video is titled, "This has to be the dumbest flat earth argument ever." Okay? And when I'm done with this video, we'll see who the dummy is there, Creaky. It's Creaky Blinder. So when I play the clip of Creaky teaching us about Newton's first law, remember that I said this. Moving east on, say, 45 degrees north latitude, relative to the surface of the ball Earth, is a turn to the left. Okay, that's you moving east on 45 degrees north latitude. Or just by standing still on the east rotating fake ball Earth is also a turn. Kind of like if you're standing on a merry-go-round. The merry-go-round's turning, you could just be standing still and you're doing a circle, right? There's a centripetal force, the merry-go-round. You're standing on that centripetal force. Or you can have the merry-go-round not moving and you can walk around or run around or drive around that circular merry-go-round, and you also have the same force if you're doing the same speed. Whether the merry-go-round's moving or you're moving on the circular path, same thing applies. It's a centripetal force involved.
Can you not see that?
So all latitudes except for the equator are a turn. You turn to the left in the northern hemisphere and to the right in the southern. The only latitude you go straight on is the equator. So keep that in mind when you hear Creaky give us his version of Newton's first law of motion. All right, here we go. My argument is that all water, air, everything, and especially like a hovering drone at say 45 degrees north latitude, will in fact move to the equator. It'll move in a straight line because although it's circling at 500 miles per hour, it's turning at 500 miles per hour. Once it lifts off the ground, Newton's first law of motion takes over and it's going to shoot off in a straight line because it no longer has the centripetal force. It's no longer in contact with the ground, which was forcing it to turn as it sat on the ground. Now it's up, retaining that same momentum, 500 miles per hour circling momentum, circling to the left that it had while it was sitting on the ground. Now it's up and moves off in a straight line.
Can you not see that?
As per Newton's first law of motion, an object in motion will tend to stay in motion at a constant speed and in a straight line. And it shoots off in a straight line and it'll head to the equator.
Let me think about that for a second. Didn't need it. The drone's already moving east at 500 plus miles per hour because it was sat on the ground. And when it lifts off, Newton's law says that it will keep moving east at 500 plus. Will keep moving east at 500 plus miles per hour. And when it lifts off, Newton's law says that it will keep moving east at 500 plus miles per hour. Moving east at 500, moving east at 500. And when it lifts off, Newton's law says that it will keep moving east at 500 plus miles per hour.
No, Creaky, Newton's law does not say it's going to keep moving east at 500 miles per hour. So you're saying that Newton says an object in motion will tend to stay in motion at a constant speed and in a turn. No, that's not what it says. It says an object in motion will tend to stay in motion at a constant speed and in a straight line. Creaky, so I have a question for you. Do you understand that Newton's law says that things stay in a straight line? I'm assuming you know that. So then you think that 45 degrees north is a straight line, that you traverse that straight, you don't turn your wheel left or right relative to the surface of the ground? Is that what you're saying? And I've clearly showed you that they're all a turn. All latitudes are a turn except for the equator. All latitudes you have to turn to the left in the northern hemisphere. So I'm just curious, because you've just debunked the ball, because you're invoking Newton's law that says that once the object loses touch with the centripetal force, it's going to want to go straight. And you think, though, that straight is a curve or a turn. No, it's not a turn. It goes straight, and straight takes it on a great circle, because once it lifts off the ground, it loses friction, still has the momentum, and now gravity takes over. Gravity causes things to move in a straight line, you know, like orbits. So, yeah, I'm just curious. Are you going to correct this? Are you going to admit you got Newton's law wrong? And if you did, well then, you're just admitting that the drone would take off in a straight line. I think you're in a bit of a pickle there, Mr. Creaky. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. I hope you enjoyed that. Look for more stuff. All right, bye-bye.